I'm Marcus Thompson, and in 15 years leading rescue operations across East Africa, I've learned that the most challenging decisions involve understanding when to intervene in natural predator-prey interactions and when to let nature take its course. But there was one morning in the Masai Mara when we witnessed a situation that required immediate action to preserve the delicate balance between conservation and compassion. If you've ever struggled with knowing when to help and when to step back in difficult situations, you'll understand this story. Share in the comments about times when you've had to make quick decisions about intervening. These moments teach us about responsibility and the complexity of protecting wildlife. This happened 2.5 years ago during a routine monitoring expedition in the northern Serengeti ecosystem. What started as wildlife observation became an emergency intervention that taught me crucial lessons about the balance between natural processes and conservation ethics. This is case file number 144. And I'm sharing this story because sometimes protecting wildlife means making split-second decisions that honor both the needs of individual animals and the ecological relationships that keep ecosystems healthy. Subscribe if you want more stories about the complex decisions in wildlife conservation. The moments when protecting animals requires understanding the intricate balance between predators and prey in African ecosystems. The situation developed rapidly during our early morning game monitoring near the Mara River. Dr. James Karani, our ecosystem specialist, had been tracking buffalo herd movements when he spotted what appeared to be a predation event in progress. "Marcus, we have a situation requiring immediate assessment. A large male lion has engaged with a buffalo cow, but this isn't typical predation behavior. The interaction has been ongoing for over 20 minutes without resolution." He added, "The concerning factor is that this buffalo appears to be a nursing mother, and there's a young calf nearby. The extended nature of this engagement suggests complications that might require intervention." Predator-prey interventions are among the most ethically complex decisions in conservation work. Natural predation is essential for ecosystem health, but sometimes circumstances create situations where intervention serves broader conservation goals. I asked, "Dr. Karani, what makes this different from natural predation?" He explained, "The lion appears to be injured or weakened, possibly elderly, or recovering from territory disputes. The buffalo is defending effectively, but both animals are showing signs of exhaustion without normal resolution." I assembled our wildlife management team immediately. Sarah, our veterinarian, would assess whether either animal required medical intervention, while Mike's equipment would allow a safe approach if action became necessary. This situation requires perfect understanding of predator-prey dynamics, I explained to the team during our approach. We're not choosing sides. We're ensuring that natural processes proceed in ways that benefit the overall ecosystem. As we were getting into position, Sarah was reviewing both lion and buffalo behavior patterns. "Marcus," she said, "extended predation attempts often indicate that the predator is compromised in some way. Healthy lions typically succeed or disengage much more quickly." Meanwhile, Mike was preparing non-lethal intervention equipment designed to separate animals without causing harm to either species. "Boss, our priority is ending the stalemate safely for both animals, not determining winners and losers." When we reached visual range of the situation, the complexity became immediately apparent. A massive male lion, clearly advanced in age, had engaged with an equally impressive buffalo cow, who was protecting her young calf positioned behind her. The lion's condition showed signs of age and possible injury. His movements were slower than typical, and his usual hunting precision seemed compromised. This wasn't a healthy predator making a normal kill attempt. "Look at the buffalo's behavior," Sarah observed. "She's not just defending herself. She's actively protecting her calf while trying to create an escape route. Her maternal instincts are driving strategic defensive positioning." Dr. Karani provided crucial context. This lion, Simba, is one of the oldest males in this territory. Recent territorial disputes may have left him weakened and desperate for an easy meal, leading to this atypical hunting behavior. The ethical complexity was staggering. Both animals deserved our protection, the buffalo as a nursing mother with a dependent calf, and the lion as an aging predator potentially facing starvation due to reduced hunting capability. We need to assess whether this is natural selection proceeding normally or a compromised situation requiring intervention, I explained to the team. Our decision will impact both individual animals and ecosystem balance. If you've ever faced a situation where helping one party might inadvertently harm another, you know how complex these decisions can become. Let me know in the comments about times when you've navigated competing interests in difficult situations. Our observation revealed that both animals were indeed compromised. The lion's age and condition made successful predation unlikely, while the buffalo's exhaustion from extended defense was endangering both her and her calf. This stalemate isn't serving natural selection, Sarah assessed. Both animals are expending energy that threatens their survival without achieving the ecosystem benefits that normal predation provides. The intervention required extraordinary precision. Our goal was to end the engagement safely, allowing both animals to return to normal behavior patterns without human interference determining the outcome. Approaching from the northeast, Mike reported, positioning our vehicle to create a separation opportunity without threatening either animal. Both animals are aware of our presence and showing signs of wanting to disengage. The actual intervention was remarkably simple. Our vehicle's presence provided the distraction both animals needed to end their stalemate with dignity intact. The lion withdrew to higher ground, while the buffalo led her calf toward the safety of the larger herd. Perfect resolution, Dr. Karani observed. Both animals have disengaged safely, returned to their family groups, and resumed normal behaviors. This is exactly how conservation intervention should work. The follow-up monitoring proved our intervention had been successful. The buffalo cow continued nursing her calf and thriving within her herd, while the lion rejoined his pride and was observed hunting smaller, more appropriate prey. Excellent outcomes for both species, Sarah reported during our week-long monitoring period. The buffalo calf is developing normally, and Simba has adapted his hunting strategy to focus on prey better suited to his current capabilities. The broader ecosystem benefits became apparent over subsequent months. The buffalo calf grew into a healthy juvenile, contributing to herd genetic diversity, while Simba's presence continued to provide important territorial balance among the region's lion populations. Case file EBRU 144 taught me that effective conservation sometimes means facilitating natural processes rather than simply avoiding intervention. Understanding when to help and when to step back requires deep knowledge of ecosystem dynamics. I now approach predator-prey situations with frameworks that consider individual animal welfare alongside broader ecological health, understanding that both perspectives are essential for successful conservation. Sarah has developed assessment protocols that help determine when predation events require intervention and when natural processes should proceed without human involvement. This case reinforced my understanding that conservation isn't about preventing all animal deaths. It's about ensuring that natural processes proceed in ways that maintain healthy ecosystems and species populations. But here's what really changed my perspective. Realizing that sometimes the most helpful intervention is simply providing animals with the opportunity to make their own best choices without human interference determining outcomes. 6 months later, both animals were thriving in their respective roles within the ecosystem. The buffalo cow successfully weaned her calf and became pregnant again, while Simba continued contributing to pride dynamics and territorial balance. Case file U144 influenced every subsequent wildlife management decision we've made, including the intervention frameworks that guide our responses to predator-prey interactions and the ecosystem thinking that informs all our conservation work. This case also taught me that successful conservation requires understanding the difference between helping animals and interfering with natural processes that ultimately benefit species and ecosystems. Subscribe if you want more stories about the complex ethical decisions in wildlife conservation. The moments when protecting animals requires balancing individual welfare with ecosystem health. If you want me to share more stories about predator-prey management in conservation, especially cases where intervention helped both predators and prey, or the amazing examples of ecosystem balance that result from thoughtful wildlife management? Let me know which conservation balance story you'd like to explore next. These stories prove that wildlife conservation requires not just love for individual animals, but deep understanding of the ecological relationships that keep natural systems healthy and resilient. Which ecosystem balance story should I share next? Your comments help me choose which cases will be most educational for understanding how thoughtful intervention can benefit both individual animals and the broader conservation goals we're working to achieve.